So let's start off for the Medfield School Committee meeting. We're on Zoom, so I think we need to do a roll call individually. Tim Knight here.
Michelle Kirkby here.
Neil Bram here.
Will Horn here.
Diana Frischella here.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for joining, and thanks for the guests who are going to talk about. Actually, I'm pretty excited to hear a little more about the DECA competition. But before we do that, initially we want to take public input. Members of the public can be welcome to share comments during the public input. This meeting is through Zoom. Raise your Zoom hand if you have any comments. We ask that you turn on your camera when you do, if at all possible, and that you follow school committee policy for public input, including speaking for no more than 3 minutes and only on topics under the purview of the school committee. We also ask you to state your name and address. With that, is there any public input or comment? And I'm just checking the attendees. Oh, it looks like Andre's the only attendee. So okay, I don't see or hear any public comment. So with that, either Jeff or Robert, I was going to turn it over to you to talk about the do we call it DECA? Is that how you say it, or DECA?
DECA.
And
DECA.
Leo, look, glasses are
I'm so sorry. I'm taking snapshots of this for you later.
Before Robert talks about the two trips, I just want to thank the committee for getting together on short notice. I know we had a little mess up with the dates there, so I appreciate all of you to make time today to have this meeting so that you can hopefully approve the two trips that are coming up very soon. So Robert, want to take that away?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thank you for pulling this together. Tim, if you want to swing by my office tomorrow, I might be able to help you. I've got a lot of glasses here, so.
Hold on. I've got this. So it's not that I lost them. I don't know if you can tell, but that's the other part here. But yeah, if you know how to fix them, I've got a few of them, but yes.
I would say the only thing that would make this better, Tim, if you put white tape on the end of them before the meeting, that would have been really good.
A little Kurt Rambis action.
Yeah.
Robert's from LA, right?
Yeah, I love the Kurt Rambis call. That's great.
Yeah.
Again, thank you for coming together tonight. So we do have a couple of trips coming up. And before I turn it over to Jess and to Karen Schaefer, just, really these are wonderful opportunities for our students. We do so much during the school day, but having these outside of the classroom experiences are very important to our students. Just leadership opportunities for them to grow and to take on new roles. So both of these overnight experiences that our students are looking at here in the coming, or actually later this week, are things that we've done before. I think we're going to start with DECA. And before I turn it over to Karen, I just want to thank Karen for the work that she's done. So DECA is our business club. It's arguably one of our biggest clubs that we have. It continues to grow and grow as each year goes by. Our students have opportunities to compete against other high schools. And we have a big competition coming up in Boston, which we've done several years in a row now. And Karen, I'm going to turn it over to you, and you can share some of the details regarding the upcoming trip.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Parga. And thanks again. Really sorry to interrupt your personal lives and your end of business days. So DECA is our business club. We've been established since 2019 at the high school. This year we had 108 students. An amazing number of 58 will be competing at the next level. So 58 of the students have a postseason, and that means that instead of competing with 22 high schools and 1,500 students, we will be at the Heinz Convention Center, staying at the Marriott Copley. Yeah, is that how we pronounce it? Copley. Staying there Thursday night and Friday night. So they will miss a whole day of school on Friday and about a period and a half on Thursday. And we will be competing with almost 4,000 students from about 120 high schools all over the Commonwealth. And those that do well get to the kind of the Super Bowl of it all, the international competition. Last year, it was in Orlando. This year, it's going to be in Anaheim. So please accept my apologies for not sending the email on a more timely basis to Mr. Parga so he could send it to you. We did the form, but then I forgot about the email. And we do have 58 students. We have 6 chaperones. All have been quarried. Myself and 2 other high school educators, and then 3 parents who are also quarried and have children competing at states will also be there chaperoning. But if you
As
have
a past judge of DECA, I appreciate the program, and yeah, 100%, I support this, and I appreciate all the work that goes into it. I know it's a ton of work during the school year, and competes with other activities for sure. I know that, but I do appreciate that.
It's really cool that you judged for DECA. Thanks for doing that, Leo.
Yeah, my enthusiasm for the program, I'll reserve that for a minute because it's massive. Jeff at least I think heard this story. I want to just make sure the like the Corey, the chaperone numbers and even the buses and all policies are followed in a manner that's consistent with any of the others. I forget what do we have a ratio that we use to come up with 6?
We do. And our ratio is 1 for 10 students. And even though our parent chaperones said they were quarried, we double checked with Andrea Moore to be on the safe side.
Okay. And they get there through a bus or through, how do we do that?
Good question. We're going to get there mostly through Connolly bus. Connolly buses, as you may recall, are 47 or 48. So we've got chaperones on bus, chaperones just driving themselves. I'll be taking some of the excess kiddos, so maybe like 6 or 7 kids in my van. And Mrs. Roth, who is one of our substitutes and also quarried and also has her son competing in states, will also be driving her son and 3 other students.
Okay.
So it'll be me and Mrs. Roth in the bus.
Okay. So that's all. And then Jeff, I'll make sure that's all at least accounted for and consistent with
Absolutely.
and whatnot.
Absolutely.
No, I said to Jeff, and I will share it. I was in Colorado during the February break. My nephew was competing in the Colorado version.
Aw.
And I said, tell me more. And the enthusiasm, I thought was really high until I drove one of my daughter's friends on Saturday. And she was so excited about compete, like genuinely.
Yeah.
The enthusiasm was fantastic. So I love that. Like I spent a bunch more time learning about it over the weekend.
And we really appreciate that too, because when we first picked DECA, it was picked by me and some students that had initiative back in 2019, and we thought we picked the right one. And anecdotally, a bunch of the seniors this year have commented things like, this was the core of my college essay. And like Dia Yadapathaya, who graduated a couple years ago, she sent a message recently saying, I can present so much more effectively and confidently because of all my DECA stuff. And, that's what we're all hoping to hear, that the extracurriculars really do give them that extra experience that's really applicable.
Yeah, so this is my general comments. Generally, for the other members too, before maybe I don't want to sway any jury, but I was, when I read about it and then I saw some of the videos from prior years, I think yes, things like that. If we have students who want it, it sounds like a fantastic opportunity.
Thank you.
I don't. Anyone else have any questions or comments?
No, just as long as we're clear on the policies around people driving other students. My wife is the mock trial coach in Sharon. They had a tournament in Worcester yesterday. Then their policy didn't allow carpooling, as luck would have it, and it caused an issue this past week. So I'm just making sure with Jeff and group that we're okay on our policies, because I thought it was a little weird over there, but it caused some last minute stress for the coach.
Yeah, we typically have
Or two.
parents sign off and give us permission to do that whenever we transport
Gotcha.
something in the vehicle. So that's how we've done it.
Okay, that's the only reason I asked. Nothing to.
It's a
Yeah,
good
and
question.
that was where I was going as well. So that those that are riding, that's how you manage that.
Mhm. Yeah, we don't want there to be surprises.
Yeah, no unintended drama.
Well, and last minute stress for you as well. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Geez, that must be, I mean, 4,000 high school students, that must be,
It's
Yeah,
it's crazy. The rooms are maxed out, and we stay at the Marriott, so it'll be, I don't know what floor we're on, but we'll end up having 20 some rooms, and then we'll go around at 11 o'clock and make sure everybody's in the room. And but the kids, sit for national exams. They wear shirts and ties. Everybody dresses up very professionally, and they compete against other kids that are just as serious, and just also trying to have the next step, and get the skills. Plus, they realize it makes their resume pop if they're studying anything related at all too.
yeah, no, that sounds great. So unless, if there's no other questions or comments, I would, is there a nomination to approve?
Move to approve the DECA event travel for this current school year of 2024 for this coming week.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, Tim Knight, yes.
Leo
Michelle
Brem, yes.
Kirkby, yes.
Diana
Michelle
Frischella.
Kirkby, yes.
Will Horn, yes.
Okay, so I heard Leo, yes, Michelle, yes, Will, yes, Diana, yes, and Tim, yes. Okay, that's great. And then thank you very much. Then there's another conference as well, the student council, right? So Jeff, I'll put that back in your court.
Sorry, I was on mute there. So Jess Safer is also here, and she is our student council advisor, and she is going on a conference at the end of this week and has 4 students going with her. Go ahead, Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess Safer. I am the student council advisor, and we're actually down to 3 students this year to our conference. Oh, and this is Georgia. The student council conference is the state conference, so it's held every year in Hyannis. As I told Robert, I actually went back in 1998 as a senior, but have gone 15 years as an advisor. There's so it starts on Wednesday, and then it goes till Friday. It's usually around, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 students from across the state that go. We had a lot in 2020. We were there the week before the shutdown, and last year was our first year back after the pandemic. But we have workshops. We have speakers. Some kids present workshops. We don't have any presenting this year. We have 3 sophomores going. It's their first time going this year. But it's a great leadership experience. Unfortunately, DECA is the same weekend, so we're losing out on some kids because they have the DECA competition this week. But and then other kids don't want to miss 3 days of school. So we're down to our smallest numbers that I've ever taken. But I do think it's a really worthwhile trip and an experience, and the kids do get a lot out of it.
And the draw of Hyannis in early March, I'm shocked.
I mean, yeah. I mean, once they get there, they actually do a polar plunge as well. So there is that draw of the ocean. So they will run into the ocean on Wednesday to benefit Special Olympics. So they will be on the beach. But other than that, they don't leave the resort. So it's called the resort. It's the
and they call it a resort too. I mean,
they do call it a resort. It's now called the Emerald. It's the former Resort and Conference Center. they use the term resort loosely.
That's where I
Agreed.
judged DECA actually the last time.
Okay.
What do they, I'm more just curious than, the thing, what kind of like, sessions do they run? What types of things do they do?
So there's like whole group speakers. So we've had Mike Smith come, and then we brought him back to the school. We had from, I'm trying to think, forget his name now, who from Columbine, one of the brothers of one of the students that was killed at Columbine. He spoke one year, and then we brought him back to Medfield. So there's some large group speakers that they have, and then there's small group workshops that they do on public speaking, things honestly that DECA would help out too with, but public speaking, budgeting, planning events, running workshops, things like that.
That sounds great. Any other questions? Committee? And that, it sounds like your ratio too, that would be, I mean, you're the, we don't need other chaperones because it's 3, correct?
Yeah, and there's a nurse on staff 24/7 the whole time we're there, and plenty of other advisors as well, but yeah, it's just me with 3 kids. So
Okay. All right, do we hear a motion, or is there a motion to approve the Massachusetts Association of Student Councils annual conference in Hyannis as outlined in the letter to approve our participation, inclusive of the, and that is my assumption is the $350 per student. That's the, that's coming out of our budget as well. Is that correct? Or is that, what I'm just reading the letter.
oh, sorry, the kids pay $350 each.
Okay, so motion, to attend, the conference as written in the letter with no financial commitment.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, great. All in favor?
Leo Bram, aye.
Michelle Kirkby, yes.
Diana Frischella, yes.
Will Warren, yes.
And Tim Knight, yes. Okay, thank you on that. I believe that's it. I don't think there's anything else on the agenda, is there?
No, that's it.
Yeah, no, that's great. I'm glad you guys brought them forward. Whoever, no need for me personally, no apology. It's great to hear that we're participating in events like this, and yeah, it's fantastic. We just need to talk to the organizers so they don't fall the same weekend. Maybe one in the spring, one in the fall. So okay. If that's it, then otherwise, is there, Leo, you're on a roll here. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, good. All in favor, Tim Knight, yes.
Leo Bram, yes.
Michelle Kirkby, yes.
Diana Frischella, yes.
Will Warren, yes.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you for your work, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.